Hey, everybody, I'm back with the next edition in this series of how you can build a sustainable business during this recessionary time. And these types of tips you can use even as we get to booming and busting again, which it will happen. It will happen. I'm Jewel Williams, and I am the producer of All Things Logistics, and I'm helping you make better choices in your business. If you like what I'm talking about, definitely I encourage you to subscribe to my channel as I grow so that I can bring you more videos like this to helping you be better business people. So today I'm talking about hours of drive time. What can you do? And I'm talking to drivers out there specifically because you've got to know, which most of you should, what's best for you. A 60-hour week versus a 70-hour week. Now, you know DOT offers you two options, and with your ELDs, you can set that up. So, but why would you choose one over the other? Well, it's going to depend on what you can do in your local zone. Now, when I was doing local freight, we went off of a 70-hour week. And a lot of that was due to the fact that we did a lot of stops. So we didn't necessarily use that 70-hour week per se, but we had it in our buckets. So that's what we went on. From what I understand, a lot of the long haul drivers use 60-hour weeks and they get that 34-hour reset time at the end. Now, when I did local driving, I was always off on the weekends. So because I was off on the weekends, I always got that 34-hour reset. So when you're deciding to do both of those, either or, 60 or 70-hour week, it's going to take play when you are working on building your route. Now, as I was talking before, using my example of living in Georgia, I've got 5 states surrounding me, including Georgia, that'd be 6, that I can build my route into. And I want to calculate, well, what's it going to take me to run a full circle? Can I make a full circle going from Georgia to Alabama, Nashville, Tennessee, over to North Carolina, back down to Charlotte, maybe dip into Jacksonville, or start in Jacksonville, shoot up to South Carolina, however you want to do it, counterclockwise or clockwise. But you want to understand, what does that 60 hours look like? Now, when we do some math, you know that the average speed limit is about 65 miles per hour. So keeping that number in mind, I'm going to do a little bit of math with you. So stick with me here, okay? So you've got we're going to do a 60-hour week, okay? We're just going to keep it simple. So we got a 60 hours we can drive, right? Now, with 60 hours, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I don't think I can. Let me see. Okay, make it a little bit bigger. So you got 60 hours for driving, your drive time. So for the most part, if you're working a 60-hour week in, I think it says in 7 days, so 60 hours in 7 days, you would divide that 60 hours into 7 days. That'll give you about your average on how much you want to drive. So 60 divided by 7 equals, you've got 8.57 hours of drive time a day. Okay, let me pull up a calculator here so I know I'm not pulling numbers out the hat, and then we can keep that in play. So let's see, we've got so we've got 60 hours. We're going to divide that by 7. Okay, it comes to 8.57. So that's right. Okay, so that's how many hours you're going to work per day. All right. Now, stick with me here. We know the average speed limit is 60 miles per hour or 65 miles per hour. So 65 miles per hour is the average speed. Now, You might go faster than that. You might go slower than that if you're limited at 60. If you are unlimited, you can go faster at 80. But we're going to average it out to about that 65. So you want to ask yourself, how many miles can you really drive in a day if your average is 65 and you know you're going to be working about an average of 8.57? Now, yes, you can drive 11 hours. I know this. I know you can drive 11 hours, but we're just trying to get some math in the system so that way we can be realistic about travel time and all that stuff. So we've got 65 miles per hour. Okay. And we are driving 8.57. We're gonna actually take it down to 8 hours. The reason why I'm doing that is keep numbers simple. Okay, so we got 8 hours drive for driving. 8 hours, I'll say. Hold up. Let me get my multiplication times 8 hours of driving equals what? What do we got? What's the number? So we got 8 times 65 miles per hour. So we're doing about 520 miles a day. Okay, 520 miles. Let me command minus. There we go. Get that little G out of there. 50 miles per day. Okay, so that's what we're driving. So looking at that and you're building your route, you're looking at, okay, if I start here in Georgia where my little dot is, and I'm going to pick up something here, take it to Alabama, do my run. I know at the end of the week, I want to basically do a big loop or get as close back to home as I possibly can in this circle. So, and I've got 520 miles of drive time, about 8 hours a day, plus or minus. Okay. So now we're looking at where we want to make our money or how we're going to make our money with that 520 miles. So our goal, though, as far as just work time, we're looking at an 8-hour day, 520 miles. Now, if you want to go by what the standard is, you can drive for 10 hours a day. Okay. So the law says you can drive 10 hours a day. Okay. And if you drove 10 hours a day, so 10 hours times, where's my little X, times 65 miles an hour, that's going to give you 650 miles. Okay. So 520, 650. But you know, during that time, you're going to stop, you're going to eat, go to the restroom. At least you should be. Okay. So that way you're treating your body right. You're not trying to kill yourself out here on the road. So you're either going to drive anywhere between 520 and 650 miles per day, depending upon your speed, depending upon traffic, depending upon all that stuff. But keep these numbers in mind, because on the next one, we're going to be talking about how you can take deciding upon whether you're doing a 60-hour versus a 70-hour so that you can get your time right, so that you can build your route and get your numbers in sync. And also, when you're deciding you're getting on that load board, how you're going to plan out your day. You need to have a plan when you're doing this stuff. This is a business. And if your wheels aren't rolling, you're not making any money. All right. So once again, I want to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Also, leave some comments. Tell me if you're liking this. Tell me if you're not liking this. Tell me if this is helping you out. And if you're a seasoned driver, this is probably just old news to you, but I appreciate you watching. If you're new to driving, I hope this is adding some value to you, because these are some of the things that I used as I was doing my driving out there. Even though I was never an owner operator, I was a company driver, and I had to plan my time just like everybody else. So hope you like it, and I'm going to see you on the next video. Let's get some coins.